Welcome back, everyone, to our 6th Dungeons and Dragons session. It seems not so long ago that you were all in Prestorp, unaware of each other's existence. As usual, please watch the previous episodes to catch up. Thank you. So Emma and Alexandra are the only ones awake currently.
Emma gets some logs to put in her fireplace, getting it lit and going. The crackling, quiet embers sound and fill up most of the temporary silence.
Quick question, Emma. If things go bad, if we can't stop your brother through more civil means, could you bring yourself to kill him? I know it seems like you hate him quite a bit, but he's still your family.
I'm not sure. I don't even know who he is anymore. The black eyes, the summoning of that creature, I don't know if it's even him. If it is, if I have to, then I'll bring myself to end him. But I say that with a very heavy heart. I loved him at one point. He's still my sibling. But if he's too far gone...
You know what's ironic? I know someone who I once considered family for practically decades. I trusted them with my life, without any hesitation or further thought, but when I suggested a way for us both to live glamorous and beautifully made lives, they cast me out of house and home. Just because I presented and suggested a way for us both to luxuriate ourselves in life. Sometimes I regret offering them all that I did. Maybe things would be entirely different from what they are now. I could be enjoying my special life from the tops of mountains and civilizations. Or in an eternity of blissful paradise.
You're speaking in partial riddles, Alexandra. An eternity of blissful paradise? Living on top of mountains. Very odd choice of words and metaphors.
Well, I wouldn't fret over trying to make sense of it. This is all in the past tense after all.
Well, you've got my attention now, so you might as well elaborate.
Well, Emma, I once was on the cusp of achieving great power. Unlike most of my peers, I aim to be as powerful as the gods themselves. And I nearly succeeded in all aspects. I once was close to gaining power in the upper realms. Now I'm here, stuck on the damn material plane, suffering from a curse. A curse brought on by a fucking werewolf. Before my reluctant departure, I could kill beasts like that in a second. Now, it's somewhat punishing me in the afterlife by spreading its damned curse. I don't know where that beast is in the afterlife, but I wish it the absolute worst. Especially for afflicting me like it did. Damn fucking thing.
Bronson is intentionally taking note of all of this, his shoulders tense as Alexandra says what she says. Eventually he can't help it and turns over in his sleeping bag. Alexander the werewolf was my commander. He was a magnificent and brave man, so show him some fucking respect.
My. Bronson, I forgot you were there for a moment. Don't take what I say too close to heart. This is all in the past tense after all.
I don't give a damn what tense it's in. Do not besmirch my commander's reputation. I wouldn't do that to any of your close colleagues or family. Seems that unpleasantness has seeped on to present company. Bronson eyes her before laying back down.
Kamari tries to stifle a sneeze before also turning over in her sleeping bag. Can you all please drop it? All of this is pointless. Everyone just keep to themselves. At least until Edwin has been dealt with. We've our hands full with him already.
Excellent suggestion, Kamari. Alexandra, I don't entirely understand or care what you did in the past, but as long as your intentions are morally good, then that's all that matters.
Profoundly observed on all counts. Now, Emma, can we get back to plotting your brother's downfall?
Kamara, roll a constitution check to see how well you rest.
That's 13.
Kamara, despite all of the dirt and dust affecting you, you managed to rest fairly well. Without any disturbances or interruptions. Emma and Alexandra, you're both up for the 8 hours everyone takes for their rest. What else have you been doing for the rest of that time? Aside from plotting Edwin's defeat?
Can Emma have returned to the church for a brief period to go over anything she might have overlooked? Any potential clues or something similar?
Alexandra having gone with her, of course.
In that case, why don't you please make an investigation roll with advantage?
My investigation bonus is +1, so I'll roll. Shit, that's only a 7.
With a 7, nothing substantial is found, aside from the body of that creature you fought some time ago.
Well, Alexandra is going to be on constant watch throughout the night in case Edwin tries to ambush us or send someone after us.
In that case, I will need both a perception check and a stealth check from you, Emma.
That's only a 6 for perception. An 11 on stealth. Shit, I'm rolling bad this session.
Emma, your reconnaissance mission doesn't go as smoothly and as quickly as you'd have hoped. You failed to find Edwin and to find out what his plan is. You almost get caught by a few townspeople snooping around. But you managed to make it back to your house intact and undetected. Whilst that is happening, the rest of you begin to feel a gripping anxiety befall not just yourselves, but the whole village. Thunder sounds and booms, lightning flashes, and rain soon falls. Kamara and Bronson, you both struggle to rest as this anxiety becomes chilling and unshakable. There's an undeniable, impervious sense of inevitable destruction and conflict with every second that passes.
Well, shit. All right, everyone, we need to act. No time to rest now.
Camerer and Bronson, you both regain half of your expended slots and spells back. Also roll 2 health dice, and that's the amount of HP you regain. Before any of you can say or do anything, rapid knock sound from the front door. Then they get louder before the door falls off its hinges and collapses to the ground. Edwin stands, his eyes pitch black once again, black veins running down from them. His skin is ghostly pale, and his figure striking.
Hello again, dear sister. It seems you've been spreading disparaging rumors and gossip about me. You never knew when to keep your mouth shut, did you?
What in the fucking hells have you done, brother? What in the 9 hells have you gone and done?
I haven't done anything, yet. I've come to make you and your associates an offer. To your associates, you will leave this town and not speak a word of this to anyone. Else you will be slaughtered like cattle. I will know if you go and spread word to anyone. My lord always watches. And to you, sister, join me. My lord has plans for you in this new age as well as I, should any of you refuse. I will strike you all down right now and without mercy.
Your new lord, brother, what in the bleeding hells have you done? Have you gone and made a deal with something?
You're closer than you realize. I have been given extraordinary powers and abilities. Thanks to my new lord, whom I have pledged allegiance to. In return, the whole town shall devote themselves to his cause. Clarice found that out the hard way.
Brother, why have you gone and done this? Why have you done this to yourself and practically doomed the entire town? Our homeland?
Because our family name once meant something before father went and fucked that all up. It's time for our family name to mean something more than a betrayal and worthlessness. My lord has promised me that our family name will begin anew and will inspire fear and reverence throughout this realm. Already I control the weather to my will, albeit only temporarily, but that's just the cusp of my abilities. I can summon undead beings, as your associates witnessed firsthand. I can conjure eldritch energy and bend it to my will. And all of this is merely the beginning. So join me, sister.
Edwin, this is not you. This is not who you are, brother. Where's my actual brother? The one who comforted me during thunderstorms, who promised reassurance when times were bad. He was there for me all the time when I was little. Always.
He is still here, but all grown up, all powerful and all promising, who once again extends his offer to his little sister.
Emma slowly makes her way over to him, her face somewhat emotionless, and her body relaxed. Edwin, you would seriously damn Budbrook and our people just for the vague promise of a new family venture? A tyranny?
Our people will not be damned. They will be reshaped and then born anew. Like a pottery maker, making and forging a new masterpiece with wet clay. We will all kneel before our Lord, and everything will be right again.
Emma looks into her brother's eyes, caressing his cheek like mother once did. Edwin, please don't do this. None of this needs to happen. You don't have to prove that our family name is worth more than it is. Can you really live with yourself, knowing that you're going to cause so much damage?
It will not be damage, merely reforging a new era, harmless yet beyond beneficial for us all. Edwin looks down at his sister as she locks into his pitch-black eyes that, for a moment, seem to flicker with recognition and clarity. Emma, I will not extend my offer again. Take my hand and we can begin this new era.
Her eyes slowly begin to fill with blackness, soon identical to Edwin's. Her lips become blue and her veins darken. She turns to the others, looking corrupted. Leave, adventurers. Leave with your lives and your bodies intact. Like her brother's words, her own words reverberate throughout the house.
What's just happened here? Emma snapped out of it. Bronson draws his weapon.
Bon sang donc. She's clearly not herself. Edwin has corrupted her in some way. We need to try and snap her out of it like you just said.
I think it's a little too late for that without fighting them.
As my dear sister just said, you are free to leave. However, should you start spreading word about this and start an insurrection, then I will butcher all of you. Slowly.
Please, everyone, walk away from this. Go on and live your lives. Emma's crooked grin matches her brother's eyes in terms of corruption.
And allow the takeover of destructive being. What kind of soldier would I be if I permitted that to happen?
A most obedient one. Soldiers don't think for themselves, they receive their orders and follow them to the damnedest of their ability. So be a good soldier and obey.
I'm afraid I'll have to disobey that one, you son of a bitch. After all, you're not my commander. They hold their position with dignity and resounding devotion. Bronson will activate Barbarian Rage before launching a slashing blade attack. 16 to hit, 9 damage.
All right then, everyone please roll for initiative. Emma, Bronson, Alexandra, Edwin, and Kamarir. That's the order of the initiative list. Emma, you're up first.
Emma enters a defensive stance, readying herself against anyone who attacks her. That's her turn.
Bronson growls and roars like a tiger before lunging at Edwin again, his blade cleaving through the air like a knife through a butter. Despite his focus, Edwin steps aside, Bronson almost falling flat on his face.
Alexandra springs into action, flicking her wrist as she speaks some arcane words, a bolt of fire hurling towards Edwin. It strikes and lands directly in his face, leaving him mildly burned. She follows it up with 2 blasts of lightning that just miss him.
I didn't want it to come to this. Within a second, Edwin thrusts out his palms, corrupted energy erupting from them. Only one lands, blasting Alexandra with painful impact. He then implants a mild curse on Bronson, purple energy swarming around him.
Kamarir just finished putting her armor back on just before initiative. She gets a little closer to Edwin before a cone of infernal fire immediately conjures itself after holding out her hands. He faced it is coming, his entire body engulfed in flames. She moved back carefully. She then cast Gossamer's imprint. From the looks of things, Edwin seems somewhat unaffected as the necrotic energy wraps around him like rope.
I warned you. All of you. Emma's step seems to lighten as she somersaults over everyone, landing right in front of Alexandra. Not wasting a moment, she strikes out with an uppercut punch, getting Alexandra in the lower jaw. You wanted blissful paradise? This is a shortcut straight to it, you bitch.
Bronson's rage slips from him again, so he just goes all in, reckless as he swings his blade. His blade lands directly in Edwin's left side, into his pelvis. Dark red blood erupts from the wound, Bronson seeming unfazed. He activates his rage again, his grunt sounding like that of a bear.
Alexandra spits out blood directly into Emma's face, looking incredibly weary and close to passing out. Her eyes seem to glow as well as her entire body, feeling her ASMR blood call to her. Her eyes become pools of darkness and ghostly flightless wings sprout from her back. An aura of necrosis and fear emanates from her, Alexandra now looking like the embodiment of the Grim Reaper. Her voice is unrecognizable as she curses at Emma and Edwin and Celestial. Her radiating hands are surprisingly warm to the touch as she heals herself, turquoise light washing over her.
Edwin seems relatively unbothered by Alexandra's transformation, although his eyes do twinkle with a sliver of admiration. Looking down at Bronson, he merely draws his rapier, flourishing it before plunging the blade towards him. That's a natural one. He calls upon his adrenaline and strikes again. This time it lands, wounding Bronson in the arm. He draws upon his reserves and heals himself a little, his veins getting darker.
Kamarir is now Alexandra's current form. She's such an impressive display of power. Certainly glad she's on our side. Refocusing, Kamarir casts her healing magic on Alexandra just in case. Her voice boomed as she cast vicious mockery on Edwin. She proclaimed, "You think you're more powerful, but in reality you're still who you were before. Hideously, abhorrently ugly."
Edwin seems relatively unaffected. He probably didn't hear that.
Emma's petrified as she gazes upon Alexandra's ghostly angelic form. She can barely raise a fist against her, but tries anyway. She lashes out with 2 rapid punches, but Alexandra swats them aside with her ghostly wings. Panicking, she decides to run from her.
Alexandra attempts to zap her with arcane lightning, but misses somehow.
Bronson is too immersed and deep in his rage to fully notice Alexandra's new form. He lunges at Edwin, this time aiming for his neck, going fully reckless. He just misses the neck, but still scrapes his blade down Edwin's side, hearing him wince heavily as more blood flows.
Alexandra calls upon her special blood, arcane sorcery, fueling her next spell as she fires it within a heartbeat. She fires a chaos bolt with a pressuring aura, her voice still unrecognizable as the multicolored bolt flies and crashes into Edwin. Thunder damage erupts into him from all directions. Residual thunder damage lingers before bursting and striking Edwin again. Alexandra clicks her fingers as she fires another bolt of flames, but it saunters past him before fading out.
Edwin cocks his head, cracking his neck before reciting some arcane words, attempting to bind Bronson.
Natural 20 for Bronson's save.
Oh shit. Okay then.
Kamarir attempts to cast Ben on Edwin. Kamarir succeeds the spell, the transparent enchantment magic sticking and coating Edwin's body like glue.
Emma unleashes a frustrated scream as she unleashes a flurry of attacks against Kamarir. 2 rapid punches connect, one striking Kamarir's nose, the other on her jaw. She then slams her knee against Kamarir's stomach, bleeding the blood from her face afterwards.
Kamarir yelps and is breathless, falling onto the ground, beginning to lose consciousness fast. Blood trickles from her nose or mouth.
Bronson sees Kamara collapse after receiving a beating from Emma. His rage intensifies and fuels his next strike, his blade and body swirling around like a whirlwind. His blade cleaves through Edwin's hand, slicing it clean off, watching it flop pathetically to the ground.
Alexandra fires another chaos bolt, getting distracted at the last second as she sees Kamarir drop to the ground, her spell missing as a result. Frustration builds before she hurls arcane lightning at Edwin, successfully striking him in his chest.
Alexandra, how do you want to do this?
I will let Bronson do the honors.
Thank you, Alexandra. Bronson slams the hilt of his weapon into Edwin's crotch, bringing him down to his knees. He grabs Edwin's face before whispering something only him and Bronson hear before Bronson screams and beheads Edwin, his head rolling over beside his hand.
Emma's eyes begin to regain their normal color and the veins lighten. Alexandra, your form fades and you return to how you were before. Kamarir is barely conscious on the ground.
Rubbing her forehead, Emma gradually regains her bearings and is immediately beside Kamarir, pouring a healing potion into her mouth. The potion slowly begins to take effect, healing her gradually.
Alexandra glares at Emma, a flicker of residual celestial energy in her eyes. What the hell's happened to you, half-elf? What did Edwin do to you?
I'm sorry, Alexandra. I'm sorry to all of you. Edwin controlled my mind, corrupted and twisted it even. I could feel some sort of weird influence as he did so. It consumed me completely. But now that he's been killed, that weird hold on me has been broken.
Kamari takes a ragged breath, coughing and sitting up.
Easy now. It's okay now, Kamari. Sit up slowly.
Bronson will loot Edwin's body before joining the others.
Bronson, you attempt to loot and scavenge through Edwin's body. The significant items on him are a magical rapier of some sort, along with chain shirt, armor, a shield, and a letter written what might be infernal. He has a peculiar garnet ring on him as well.
Bronson will help Kamara sit up before offering her the magical rapier. He will keep the armor and the shield. As for the ring, he'll try and get it identified soon. He keeps the letter to himself for now.
Kamari gladly accepts the new weapon, now on her feet.
As you all recover and regain your bearings, the atmosphere calms and becomes peaceful. Of course, Edwin's beheaded corpse laying there beside an open doorway soon gathers everyone's attention. Soon there's a crowd forming outside. Some are in utter disbelief and vomit as they look at the body.
Emma's eyes dilate as she spots the crowd forming. Well, shit. Bronson, Alexandra and Kamara, you all stay put whilst I go deal with my people. They deserve a candid explanation as to what has happened, and also why their mayor is laying there on the ground without his head.
Jumping further ahead in time, after hours of explanations, Emma explained to her people what her brother was planning all along. Even after all that, the townspeople are still barely convinced. But since Edwin has been killed, Emma's now next in line for the mayoral position. They certainly have the convictions about the high odds of Emma doing a better job as mayor than Edwin. Preparations for Edwin's funeral are soon underway. It's not till around late morning as Emma returns to you all. She looks exhausted and is sweating. During that length of time, I will allow everyone to have a long rest. You all hit level 4 as well. Even though Emma looks extremely exhausted and weary, she seems to have a lot more confidence and is happier.
Right, I think things are settled for now. I cannot thank you all enough for helping me. And for what you did, you practically helped me save my beloved hometown. I don't have much to offer you in terms of financial rewards, but you all have my unrelenting gratitude. As new mayor of this town, I'll do a far better job than Edwin. Although my heart still weighs heavy when thinking about him. I think there was still a little bit left of him deep down, but it couldn't fully fight against whatever powerful force was raging inside him.
There's still one lingering question in my mind. Whatever happened to your cleric? Clarice, wasn't it?
Well, one of the townspeople did recover her glasses. From outside the church, apparently. We know that they belong to her, since the frames are distinctive. Clarice is extremely blind without her glasses, so I dread to think about the full extent of what happened to her. If she's still alive. And if she's still alive, we have no idea where she is or what's happening to her currently. Of course, I'm going to launch a full-scale investigation and a search party to find her. Alexandra, I will prepare a full batch of that tonic for you as well. Whilst I'm doing that, why don't you all head on down to the sauna?
Wait, there's a sauna here?
Yes, Bronson. Next house up from here on the left. I'll make sure no one disturbs any of you.
Kamari rubs and rotates her shoulders. Un sauna me semble génial en ce moment. Un sauna sounds great right now.
So you all head down to the sauna for some well-deserved relaxation. The cold chamber is fresh and the thick steam fills the main chamber. There are changing rooms, Of course, where you can get dressed into towels or undergarments or anything of the sort.
Just to be clear, are we all comfortable being semi-naked in front of each other?
Oh, Bronson, why must you go and make it awkward? We're all adults here. Don't be like that. I appreciate your concern, but there's really no need.
I appreciate it, Bronson. I'm comfortable with this sort of thing. I'll see you both in there after I get changed.
Alexandra is the first one in there wearing a crop top tunic and fancy underwear. She makes sure to pour some cold water onto the fresh chamber to really amplify the heat. She then picks a spot and lays down, yawning contently.
Bronson is the next to enter, donning on the undergarments. His prominent muscles start to glisten as he begins to sweat.
My, Bronson. What a lovely sight for sore eyes. Alexandra looks over, her head up and briefly looking at him before laying back down.
Why, thank you. I aim to please. Bronson sits quite close to the fresh chamber, trying to absorb and get in as much of the heat as possible.
Alexandra stretches her arms, eyes closed. Her bare legs also begin glistening as the temperature begins to rise. Bronson, what's taking that tiefling of ours so long?
You mean tiefling?
That's what I said, sweetie. What's taking her so long? Don't tell me she changed her mind.
I'm sure she's just taking her time. There's no rush, you know.
No, but there's however long she's taking right now. I don't usually judge, but at this rate, we'll burn through the main chamber before she shows up. Then we'll all be left cold and disappointed.
A small sneeze sounds from outside before Kamari steps inside, wearing a sort of cloth brown underwear. Sorry I took so long, I had to clear my nose out. Emma's house just really got to me earlier.
Well, Gesundheit. And you're finally here. We were getting worried about you, Kamara. Quite worried.
Yes, Alexandra over there was getting extremely worried. Bronson raises an eyebrow at Alexandra after she gives him the side eye.
Yeah, sure I was. Alexandra rolls her eyes before taking deep breaths as she relaxes, sweat beads gliding down her body.
Kamari sits near Bronson, soon leaning back as she tries to relax.
Bronson pours some more cold water into the main chamber, the temperature extremely high, yet everyone seemed comfortable. Bronson sits down himself.
Kamari seemed to gradually unwind, although she wasn't as warm as she'd like to be, but that's due to her infernal blood.
After some time, Bronson pipes up. Kamara, I didn't mention this to anyone else because I wanted to examine it more closely, but I found a letter on Edwin.
A letter. Well, what does he say?
That's the problem. It seems to be written in another language, I think infernal.
So this is a job for me, basically.
Precisely, you're the best tiefling for the job.
You mean the only tiefling? Kamari shackled, resting a hand on her bare legs. Ou alors mon ordre. Mais je n'ai pas mes lunettes en ce moment. Ce n'est pas le meilleur moment, on est en train de se détendre.
Again, please don't ask me to ask you to translate what you just said.
Will you both talk a little less? Or not at all? I'm trying to unwind here.
Kamari shackles again. How charming, Alexandra. And Bronson, I said I don't have my glasses on me right now. And this isn't the best time for relaxing. We can pick this up another time.
I understand all that, but I can't shake the feeling that we're on borrowed time right now. This letter, I can't shake the feeling that it contains crucial information.
Well, Bronson, if you please go get my glasses from my satchel, then I can have a little look at this letter.
I see you two aren't focused on relaxing just yet. What's all the blubber about?
If you're sure, Kamara, you don't mind me going through your satchel.
Kamari seemed to hesitate for a moment, nodding afterwards. I'm sure. Just don't get too nosy. That's all I ask.
Of course. I'll return in a moment.
As Bronson leaves, I'll inform Alexandre on what we just talked about in regards to the letter.
Bronson, you head back to the changing rooms, finding Kamari's one with ease. There you find her satchel hanging open and from a peg hook on the wall. Her clothes are folded nicely in a pile. Also, there's fresh incense lit and filling the room with the scent of lavender.
What a fine scent. Lavender is a good choice. Bronson will, of course, look through Kamara's satchel for her glasses.
Bronson, as you look through the satchel, a half-written letter falls out along with Kamari's glasses.
A letter. An unrelated one, of course. Bronson does seem curious, but folds the letter up and places it back in her satchel, soon returning to the steam room after grabbing Edwin's letter from his own room.
Bienvenue à toi, Bronson. Welcome back. All went well. Kamari rubs her legs a little nervously, trying her best to appear composed.
Of course, here Kamara, Bronson hands Kamara both Edwin's letter and her glasses. I truly hope I'm wrong when it comes to my feelings towards the significance of this letter.
Bronson, you're worrying far too much. Whatever this letter says, we'll find a way to deal with it. If it's orders for an army of undead, we'll burn them to cinders. If it's plans to reduce the Sword Coast to ash, then we will prevent it.
Kamari unfolds and smooths down the crumpled letter, slipping her glasses on as she does so. She reads the letter aloud in her mother tongue, as it's written. Grotte de Quackforge. Mon cher ami, le moment est proche. Je vous écris pour vous faire part de vos inquiétudes concernant les portails infernaux qui s'y ouvrent partout. Continue comme prévu. Ces portails ne sont qu'un effet secondaire du travail de notre Seigneur, un moyen de maintenir le peuple effrayé et distrait. Je vous écrirai à nouveau bientôt. Edwin.
Well, I'm sure you know what question is coming your way next.
Correct. Translated. Crackforks Cave. My dear friend, the time is near. I am writing to express your concern about the infernal portals opening everywhere. Continue upland. These portals are merely a side effect of our Lord's work, a means of keeping the people frightened and distracted. I will write to you again soon. Edwin. Kamari sets letter down on her lap, looking at the others.
A side effect of our Lord's work. He's describing these portals as if they are a diagnosis and not some catastrophic event. Makes me irate just thinking about it.
Well, the portals are sure pretty to look at from a distance.
Bronson gives Alexandra the look.
Hey, I didn't say I like them overall. They're pretty to observe, but of course they're extremely dangerous, so that's no excuse.
That's more like it. Camarera, can you please recite the letter one more time? In common, please.
Sure. Crackforks Cave. My dear friend, the time is near. I am writing to express your concern about the infernal portals opening everywhere. Continue upland. These portals are merely a side effect of our Lord's work, a means of keeping the people frightened and distracted. I will write to you again soon. Edwin.
Crackforge Cave? A location possibly?
DM, can I please roll a history check to see if I've heard of that name before?
Of course, Alexandra. Roll a history check or a general intelligence check.
Wait a minute. Alexandra. Before you make the check, I'm going to cast Enhance ability on you. Focus scanning specifically. You now have advantage on all intelligence-based checks.
Why, thank you, Kamara. 17 altogether with the advantage.
Alexandra, the name does seem familiar to you. It does ring a bell or two. Maybe you overheard someone speaking the name during a drunken night at a bar, or just when you were out and about, but you recall a vague tale about the cave being haunted by numerous spirits. As a result of it being haunted, many people don't venture there. The cave itself is hidden within the Small Teeth Mountains. The Small Teeth Mountains themselves are north of the Wildath Woods.
Of course, I tell everyone all of this.
Well, we have another destination to keep in mind. After we've gone and inspected that portal in the woods, we can head there afterwards.
Allons as Mayor Archibald doesn't get too impatient. Because we've been gone for nearly 3 days now.
Yes, there is that.
Well, I'm sure the world won't end if we lay and relax here a little while longer. Alexandra is already making herself comfortable again, her body radiating in the dim light.
You know, at some point we are going to have to talk about what you transformed into back at Emma's house, Alexandra.
Yes, at some point further on in the future. Not now, sweetie, so please.
As time passes, you all relax and get extremely comfortable in the sauna. As the temperature rises and the thick steam fills the room, you can all rest a bit or leave or discuss things further if you wish.
Camarir can't quite seem to fully relax, even though she's laying down and her eyes gently closed for a moment. She looks up at Bronson, who's sitting near her. Bronson, did you find anything related in my satchel? I searched for my glasses and books.
Unrelated. Such as Bronson shifts a little.
That's what I'm asking. Did you see anything unrelated in my satchel?
There was a letter that fell out along with your glasses. Is that what you meant? I didn't read it if that's what you are concerned about.
That's what I was concerned about, the letter falling out of my satchel. I put it in my satchel in quite a hurry. So I was worried it might have fallen out. Thank you for not reading it. De Bronson.
You're very welcome. I wasn't about to snoop and read through your private business, Kamara. Although if the letter is of some concern to you, we can discuss it if you wish. If not, I completely understand and will let the matter rest.
Alexandra is in a deep sleep, breathing softly and looking like she's in a delicate meditation.
I'm not sure. I do want to discuss it, but not here. Can we go out back to the pier?
Of course, Kamara, whatever you wish.
You both head out to the back of the building, where there's a large body of water underneath a wooden pier of sorts.
Kamari sits on the edge of the pier, her feet dangling and swinging as they brush up against the water. She invites Bronson to sit next to her, the mi-dessin bat in the boat.
Bronson sits down next to her, smiling as Kamari swings her legs slowly.
Bronson, how much longer do you think we will be on the road for? She lowers her head a little, looking down at the shimmering water.
I can't really say for certain. Why do you ask? Is there something bothering you? Is it Alexandra? Her little remarks. I don't think she really means them. She just doesn't take things as seriously as you and I do. She kind of deals with things as they come in her usual manner.
Oh no, it's not her.
Is it me? Have I said or done something wrong?
No. Somewhat of the opposite, actually. You're a very pleasant company, Bronson. It's just that the longer we're on the road, the more I worry about something. I don't think I'm ready to elaborate, but I am getting more worried, Bronson.
Well, rest assured that whatever I can do to help, just say the word.
Thank you, Bronson. I sincerely appreciate that. You're so sweet. Kamara bit her lips and turned a little, rubbing her knees.
And, again, you're welcome. Bronson's heart begins to race as he watched Kamara bite her lips together.
Kamari's tail hangs around her waist. She looks back at Bronson, eyes almost glistening. You are very considerate and sweet. She gestures for Bronson to sit closer to her. Her feet deep into the warm water.
Bronson does so, licking his lips a little nervously. Kamara also sweet and a little quirky.
Merci beaucoup, Bronson. Tu es vraiment adorable. Thank you. I'm going to go finish writing the letter. I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully Alexandra will have woken out of her slumber by then.
Bronson nods, looking into Kamara's eyes. If that's what you want to do, I'm not stopping you. Even with his nerves of steel, Bronson's heart still races.
Kamara looks into Bronson's gaze, her stomach doing cartwheels and flips. She does seem to begin to lean in, but quickly gets up, heading back inside, her cheeks flushed.
Bronson forgets to breathe for a moment, taking in and exhaling a deep breath. He goes for a quick swim in the lake to snap himself back into focus.
All right, then, everyone. It seems we will leave it there for today's session. It's been a decently long one, and we all really enjoyed it. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.